You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Wednesday, September 14th, as we're gearing up for another great show. We got tickets to give away for Rome, featuring Duddy from the Dirty Heads performing at the Rialto Theater. That's going to happen a little bit later on. I have some gift certificates that I might sprinkle throughout the show if you call. And
I was going through the headlines and I saw an Australian man
was
killed by his pet kangaroo.
Well. And I hope you're having a good day. I do know.
Yeah, that's a headline you can only get from Australia.
You're having a better day than Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver.
Yes.
Did you see this?
A little bit.
Oh, look at you, caught up on the news.
Sometimes you got to see a headline and be like, I guess people want me to know about this.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard, the Phoenix Suns owner, Robert Sarver, has been suspended for one full season, this upcoming season, and fined $10 million. And the reason why is because he allegedly was using the N-word multiple times and other workplace misconduct. So he's essentially like a billionaire adolescent. Now, when you think of listen to the headline right off the bat, you're like, oh my God, this guy's a racist NBA owner. What's surprising about that?
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is he wasn't essentially being racist. He's just being a giant, unaware nerd. And I'll explain why. Okay. He reminds me of the kid in middle school that has a black friend.
Okay.
Listens to some hip hop, and then next thing you know, he thinks he got the N pass, right?
Okay.
He could just say the N word with the A, not the hard R. Now, Robert Sarver was not saying the N word with the hard R. Doesn't make it better, but there is a difference, right?
He thought he was down.
He thought it was down. He's like, hey, look, I got black employees, so I could say it. No, that's not how it works, Robert Sarver. Not at all. Not even close. I don't care if your wife is black and your kids are black. You still can't say it. You don't get a universal pass.
Yeah.
If a black friend gives you a pass in that moment, you should still, A, opt out of that pass. But B, if you do choose to opt in, just say it to that black friend and make sure nobody else is around. Right? Them's is the rules.
Yeah.
I don't make them up. All right. I don't make these rules. I just know those are the rules. And Robert Sarver, giant nerd man, billionaire, real estate mogul. A lot of these, real estate guys, they make a ton of money before they get a ton of knowledge. It's just fact, and good for them, right? I never knock a dummy for being successful. I necessarily wasn't a fan of Robert Sarver going into the last couple seasons. I mean, when he initially bought out the team from Jerry Colangelo, who I grew up idolizing. Jerry Colangelo was like the best of the best when it came to sports owners in Arizona. He brought Arizona their first championship with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and of course, the Suns were legendary in the NBA. And then it all fell to crap as soon as Robert Sarver took over, right? Now, it wasn't until they drafted Devin Booker that things started to turn around. And in the past couple of years have seemed like pleasantly optimistic. Like, oh my God, the Suns are in peak form again. And they were even contenders to win a championship. Still haven't, but that's neither here nor there. So I was laying off of my despisement, my resentment, my hate towards Robert Sarver. And then this kind of stuff comes out, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. So we are the only NBA team in the entire league that has an owner suspended for a year for going around being like, what up, my nit?
Yeah.
Now,
so ridiculous.
The league did also find that he discriminated against women and he made inappropriate comments about their appearance. Like, hey, nice ass. No. And engaged in inappropriate conduct towards male employees, too. I don't even know what that is. I mean, the guy all around is a freak. All around is a freak.
Yeah. Well, also billionaire, right? All that sort of thing. Real rich guy. He's the type of person like on Arrested Development. Like, what could a banana cost? $100?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know what's going on in the world.
Oblivious. Yes.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, this is Robert Sarver's quote about the entire situation, and this was a decent quote, so I'll share it with you. I would like to apologize for my words and actions that offended our employees. I take full responsibility for what I have done. I am sorry for causing this pain, and these errors in judgment are not consistent with my personal philosophy or my values. To the girl at the concession stand, you have my number. I stand by what I said. So that's Robert Sarver. That's Phoenix Suns making headlines here in all the wrong ways.
What is a suspension, really? Not to keep it going. What does that mean? What does that mean?
You know, like a vacation for a billionaire. What's that mean? More yacht time?
Is he not allowed to go watch the game? What is he suspended from?
Yes, he's not allowed to attend the games, right? He can't do the day-to-day operations, which essentially is just work. But again, he's rich, so he doesn't need to work to survive. So he could pass that off to his underlings and be like, make sure you write the, you run the ship and don't mess it up. But, don't do what I did, basically. And yeah, that's it. So it is a slap on the wrist, by all means. $10 million seems like a lot for most people, but not to this guy. No. In fact, actually, I think the lowest paid player on the Phoenix Suns roster makes more than that $10 million in a single season. So, it is what it is. Maybe he'll learn a lesson. I do know this, though. I was talking to a girl a few years ago who worked at the arena, and she had high praise for Robert Sarver, but at the same time, she was kind of like a busty freak. So I don't know if she banged him. I mean, I don't know. It's I do know they probably passed each other in the hallways, gave each other knuckles and deuces and all types of culturally inappropriate stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. Just keeping it real, son. Just keeping it real. All right, we got a lot to get to today, so let's just get things moving. I got music on the way from Dorothy. Of course, they're coming to Rialto Theater, so don't forget that show's right around the corner. But we'll kick things off with Linkin Park. Your Morning Morons coming up next. You know the name of the show. Let's go. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. And that was our show open. And here I am, extra yellow today.
Yes.
This is, if you ever wondered what I would look like as a Simpson, here I am. I don't know if they changed the light bulbs to shitty brown or whatever. But here we are. Still in the not updated studio. Waiting on that, and maybe we'll go a full calendar year after we got the budget approved for that. But either way, we have a good show lined up for you. Welcome to the podcast broadcast, everyone. Keep those comments coming. I see you, Todd. I sent you an invite as well if you want to jump in on the conversation.
Come on, Todd.
And we have a lot to cover. We're going to go through our list to try to declare who had the best answer for the meme we posted on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page. I saw Manny just recently posted on that as well. I got those Simpson eyes. Got them jaundice eyes, man. All right, we're on 3 seconds here. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back. It's the podcast broadcast. We are live on Facebook on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page. Beef Vegan Presents Facebook page at Beef Vegan or on youtube.com/Beef Vegan. We're even on Twitch if you just search Beef Vegan Presents. So you can join us there as we keep the conversation moving. But coming up after Nirvana, we're going to break down the art of not giving an F. There was a new book written by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And there's a couple keynotes and takeaways from this book that I want to share with you guys because I think it's very important not to give an F. In fact, actually, I've given too many Fs in my life, probably took years off of my life. Now, as I'm getting older, I'm embracing the art of not giving an F. I had a manager the other day say, hey, did you do this? Ask me a bunch of responsibilities I should do. And I was like, I'll get to it. And then slowly walk out the building, deuces in the air. I'll give you one right now, a little takeaway. Life isn't meant to go your way all the time, and that's okay. That's one of the tips, right? So when we give too many Fs, we choose to give an F about everything, then we feel as though we are perpetually entitled to feel comfortable and happy at all times. But when life Fs us, then we feel extra F. But when you don't give an F, then, you can F back. See? I'm going to be throwing out the letter F a lot. But if you want to hear me say the uncensored F word, join us at youtube.com/Beef Vegan because it's like the Wild West there. You get away with a lot of stuff. We'll be back after Nirvana with the rest of these tidbits right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. This is Lithium. Lithium. See, I mispronounce it, but you know me. I don't give an F. Clear. All right.
Way to go.
On brand.
Now say it 100 times in a row real quick.
Fuck. Even
whoops.
Yeah. What up, Tan? Good to see you. We're working on the Glow Show flyer. There's a couple tidbits and stuff that I want to talk with you and then run it by Jonathan Russell too to get approval. The genesis of it, the basis of it looks really good. Some of the bands you gotta rearrange some of the bands.
Sure. I wasn't sure about some of that because I don't know. Sometimes when you send me an email, if it's band order is like order that matters, because sometimes I arrange it by graphic design.
To a lot of bands, it does. It's a Stands with Fist show, so I think Stands with Fist needs to be prominent. They are the headliners. It is their concept. So the Glow Show is our next Beef Vegan Presents show that we're doing at the Rock on October 21st with Stands with Fist, and it's a show that they've done several years prior. And it's a fantastic concept. Essentially, they load up the Rock with a bunch of black lights, and then they paint themselves up in all this black light paint. And the imagery for this rock and roll show is outstanding. The pictures that I've gotten from it, amazing. And I sent Powers a bunch of them as well. So we put together a fantastic lineup, and it's on a Friday night. So we're stoked about that. And then we have to that's one of the stresses of putting it together and getting the flyer released and the ticket information and stuff. So there's a lot of shit that I got to do. And meanwhile, Jonathan Russell, Johnny Two Mics, as I like to call him, is in Hawaii living his best life. So I don't know if I'll respond right away, but either way, should be good. So yes, we're going to break down the art of not giving an F. Let's say what's up to our friend, the Todd. You want to say hi to the Todd?
Hello. Good morning,
Todd. Good morning. And of course, you got your text message yesterday. We're going to try to do another live stream at Tucson Games and Gadgets, Short Rest Tavern. And it looks like that next date is coming up here soon. I got to double check to see if I can make that, because I know I DJ my grandma-in-laws or mother-in-laws or ex-mother-in-laws. Never met mother-in-law, but my daughter's grandmother's birthday is the best way to describe it. The night before in Phoenix. But I mean, I should be able to pull it off. So
I mean, it's kind of important that you're there.
Yeah.
Your name's on the title.
Yeah, I know.
We'll just get a stool and call it a mimic of beef, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Now, it's appropriate that Todd's on the stream with us right now, because we're going to be talking about the art of not giving a fuck. And if anyone doesn't give a fuck out of all my friends, I would think it's Todd. I mean, he popped up on the stream without doing his hair. He doesn't give a fuck. Smoking a joint.
No, my hair did itself. My hair is, in fact, not part of me. It is its own creature. It does what it wants. It has its own personality. I have no control over it. It has no control over me.
See, that's the answer of a man who doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and honestly, he never has. I really wish I had those pictures of the one time that you did give a fuck.
Yeah, it's called his wedding, I think.
No. Is when he lost the bet years ago, and then we cul-de-saced it. We cul-de-saced his head, right? So we shaved his head to make.
No. I didn't get cul-de-saced. You took my chin hair. I only had a goatee, and you took that. Like, you made me chin naked.
No, I totally cul-de-saced you. You don't remember that, and you were pissed.
No, I would not let. You didn't touch this. You touched this. I remember it very clearly, because I remember how pissed I got about it.
Oh, I'm gonna look through.
But no, but it was.
I'm excited.
It was just this. No, I didn't get cul-de-saced. I wouldn't care. I was shaving my head at the time.
You got so cul-de-saced. Yeah, no. It was pre-shaved your head, and before you shaved your head, we cul-de-saced you.
That's
Cul-de-saced.
No.
Yeah,
you did. You're making that part up.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Go for it. Do pull it up.
Photos. I will.
Pull it up. I triple dog dare you. That
Rock
was
2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the air. I got to remind my friend Todd Marley, who's broadcasting from an undisclosed location in Marana. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
The reason why I got Todd on is because we want to talk about the subtle art and not giving an F. It's a book that was recently released, and it's on a New York Times bestsellers list. It was written by Mark Manson. Apparently, a lot of people want to learn how not to give an F, because a lot of us sometimes we care a little too much about too little, and it really affects our day-to-day happiness.
Yeah.
So all these things matter, And Todd, I've known him for over a decade now. This guy's never given an F of almost about anything. Is there anything that you, besides, your son, your family man, and your wife, is there anything outside of that you actually give an F about, Todd?
I mean, what level? There's levels to how much you care.
Oh, he's talking about video games. So yeah, multiple levels of video games. On the computer, PC only. All right, let me give you a breakdown of lessons learned from the art of not giving an F, because I know a lot of you don't want to take the time to read this book. So I'm just going to give you cliff notes. All right, so pick your battles wisely. Invest your energy where it matters. So they say this develops with maturity, and maturity is what happens when one learns to only give an F about what's truly F worthy. I think this helps in relationships as well. And I say this from like experience. I think sometimes I am victim of giving an F over BS that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to pick those wisely. Doing too much is the same as doing nothing at all.
Okay.
So, try to get that happy medium of doing very little. So failure is a part of life. Failure is how you learn and grow, which is good. In fact, actually, I'll tell you a story about radio. They say you don't make it until you're fired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the independent LP station up in Phoenix, and I wasn't getting paid, so they weren't going to fire my ass anytime soon, no cost. And volunteer might end. I showed up every day. I was the best non-paid employee they ever had. And then I got a job part-time on a corporate radio station doing hot AC. And eventually, there was an email sent out that I didn't get. They changed the branding of it. And again, I wasn't told the message. So I do one of my shifts. I say the branding incorrectly. Mm-hmm. The consultant reaches out to my boss and says, hey, this dummy said the branding incorrectly. My boss said, okay, I'll talk to him about it. Then he forgot. Then my next shift comes in. I do it again. Mm-hmm. The consultant then calls up my boss, raging, be like, you need to get rid of this dummy immediately, right? So my boss felt bad. He's like, it's actually my bad, but I'm going to have to let you go.
Wow.
And he was upset about it. Like there were tears in his eyes and I was ecstatic. And he's like, why are you so happy? I thought you liked this job. I'm like, oh, I love it. But I want to advance in my career. And they keep saying you're nobody until you get fired. And I'm finally getting fired. So F yeah. And fast forward less than 6 months later, I'm here at KFMA.
Wow.
That's right.
And you've been fired twice since then. So
I
you're
know.
really doing
and I got
job.
my own show.
Yeah.
They fire me again. I might be the boss of this here place.
Right. Look at that.
I know. So failure is a part of life. Learn about that. And if that your fear of failure is your biggest enemy. So you can't be afraid to fail.
Right.
Everything I do, it could be catastrophically bad. Do it anyways. The more like I might potentially fall on my face, the more tempted I am to do it.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Well, hey, failure to succeed doesn't mean failure to progress.
That's right.
Well said.
That's the weed talking.
And I always say you got to walk toward what scares you.
Oh,
this way, whether it's public speaking or your fears, you conquer them.
Yeah, but that doesn't work in horror movies. Say it's Friday the 13th and Jason is walking slowly because he always walks slowly.
He does.
Yeah, and you'd be one of the dummies to get murdered right away because you'd walk towards him.
Well, I am the funny guy, so I often get killed in these situations.
Yeah, but the virgins don't, so you might be okay. All right, we're going to continue the list on the podcast broadcast, the uncensored version. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan. It's Be Vegan with the Virgin Powers and Todd Barley.
What?
He's not a virgin, everybody.
Ridiculous.
Listen here, fucking Kirkland Homer. You do not get to talk to us like that.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm Kirkland Homer now.
You do have the perfect amount of facial hair, actually. It's true.
Thank you. Don't blame me, man. It's fucking studio, man. I don't know what's going on. Like somebody's been coming in here and chain smoking, and like somebody came in and gave this place an 80s makeover. It feels and looks like the 80s in here.
Right, that's why you gotta bring your own lights. Woo woo.
I just prefer not to come into the office.
Yeah. I see. Here's a couple more. I'm just gonna
Brad,
bang out
I
this
didn't
list.
want to correct you on the air, but
beef.
this book. Sorry, beef. I didn't. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
See,
I
I
don't
feel
want to
weird when I
correct you
call
on the air,
him Brad.
but this book did not just come out. I've had it on audiobook for like 5 years.
Did you?
The subtle art of not giving a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time I give misinformation on the air. That's what I do. So
it's the media. That's his job.
Yeah. I'm the media.
Yeah.
That's all the fake news.
Here's this new book.
Yeah.
30% off.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'll get an email though. Like, hey, whatever. Okay, a couple more here on this list of a book that came out 5 years ago that I'm very slow to. He's
a slow reader.
Yeah. You can't ever really find yourself because who you are will constantly change, and that's a good thing. All right. Not every problem has to be a negative thing. All right, that's good. Once you're great at one thing, aim to be great at another and another and another. Yeah. All right. Lots of sex jokes popping in my mind right there. It's important to stop and be content with what you have once in a while. This is something I try to stress to myself because, they say the saying is it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? And I am fucking crazy when it comes to pursuing goals and achieving them. And even getting to every level, even at this level right now, I'm still like, I need more. More. And I have to pump the brakes and remind myself to just sit and look around and enjoy what we're doing at this moment, because tomorrow may never come, or it could all be taken away, right?
Yeah.
So this destination that I've always been pining for more and shooting to have these goals to achieve more. In hindsight, I've been smart enough, and this is one of the very few things I've actually been smart enough on to really take a pause and just embrace and appreciate the moment.
I think that's why I've got a good attitude towards stuff, because remember I was talking to you about a little before, like I worked at that job and I couldn't walk for 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
And I hurt myself.
The job in gay porn.
No, not that one.
Oh,
He's trying to open up, man.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Brutal.
I know.
It's brutal.
All right, but yes, the grocery store job.
That where now I will have days where I'll just stop and I'll acknowledge. I'm like, oh wait, you know what? I'm in like perfect health right now. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not in pain. I feel good. Haven't been sick in a while. All that stuff. I'm like, you know what? That's a good thing to realize today. And you just acknowledge when you're not sick and when you're not feeling bad, because when you feel bad or when you're sick, you're like, oh, it's at the end of the world.
Yeah, it's shitty too, because it's always when you're sick, then you you get sad and miss the days that you weren't feeling sick.
Yep.
Like, oh man, like last week I was feeling so good. Why didn't I do anything then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do going to some of those other bits of advice is, so I've been, helping my girlfriend's kid, right? He's 5-6 years old. And then there's the other kids on the playground, 5-6 years old. My favorite thing to tell them is like, here's the thing, kids, you don't get to do what you want to do all the time. And the looks on their faces is like, I am telling them Santa Claus isn't real.
Right.
Like, it's so funny to watch it go, no, what?
Yeah, go fuck you.
I'm like, yes, that's why school, you got to just do some things you don't want to do sometimes. Oh, unheard of.
Yeah.
And they can't fathom it.
I'll tell you what, parents love when strangers go up and give their kids life advice. So keep doing that.
They do.
So all right, a couple more of that we didn't get to. It's important to stop and be content. Did that make you chuckle, Todd? Yeah.
I'm a children's educator.
Don't let friends giggle and bong.
By no means does it look weird with the man wearing whatever your outfit is on a daily basis. Hey kids, let me tell you some life advice.
That's what I'm a children's educator.
I know you are. All right. Hard times are a necessary part of life. I tell this to my friends and my daughter. Without the bad, you can't appreciate the good. The flip side to the coin. You won't really know and feel great if you don't have those lows, peaks and valleys. And then caring less will only lead to better things. So there you go.
There you go.
All right.
When you're in a bad mood, that's the time to do things you don't want to do too, like chores. Like I can work easier when I'm in a bad mood because it's not ruining my day.
Yeah, now you're just being a buzzkill.
What do you mean?
All right. Real quick, I do want to play. I didn't get to play any of this yesterday. I do need to play a little bit of our tap out yesterday. We had Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets. Speaking of which, we had a lovely contestant on the phone. Sounded adorable, Haley. And we had to ask her some questions, see how much money she would make in tap out. In case you missed it, I should have queued it up at this time. I was so close to being smooth in the transition.
Well, he was very distracted, making fun of me at every sentence that I said.
Not every sentence.
Every other sentence that I said. That one.
This fucking guy. This every other sentence shit. Weirdo. No, okay. This is the Tucson tap out here. Whatever. See you.
It's your fault.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan presents Tap Out.
All right, let's get into another round of tap out. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. 30-day rule is in effect. That means if you have been a scavenger or a contestant and won, you have 30 days. You cannot win these gift certificates. Just want to say that some people got this system down pat, and I'm like, nuh-uh. All right, whoever answers the first question correctly within 5 seconds is going to be our contestant. Rock 1 2.1. Who's this?
This is Haley.
All right, Haley, you got 5 seconds on the clock. Shane's going to ask you this question. If you get it right, you get a $20 gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets, and you are a contestant. For every question you get right, you're going to get an additional 20 seconds. After you qualify, you have the option to tap out and cash out with whatever you won, okay? But let's see if you're going to be our contestant. if you can answer this first question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, good luck. Shane, go ahead and ask that first question here.
All right, Haley, the first day of the 20th century was?
January 1st,
What year?
2000.
Oh, unfortunately, that is incorrect, Haley. Thank you for trying. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. It's somewhat of a trick question to start it off. And so whoever our contestant is who could answer that first question right is going to get $20 and be our contestant and see if they can rack up to $100 in gift certificates to Tucson Games and Gadgets, which can get you a lot of good stuff because they have everything at that store, both locations. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Robert.
All right, Robert, 5 seconds on the clock. We'll begin when Shane finishes asking this question. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here you go.
All right, Robert. The first day of the 20th century was?
January 1st, 1900.
Oh, incorrect. We stumped you. All right, Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Hi, this is Jordan.
All right, Jordan, give me that answer. 5 seconds on the clock and go.
Is it still the year question? I got lost.
Yeah. Shane, go ahead and ask the question all over again.
The first day of the 20th century was?
January 1st of 1900.
That is incorrect. I know. We're stumping a bunch of people this morning. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Rory.
All right, Rory. Shane, ask Rory the question.
All right, Rory. The first day of the 20th century was?
January 1st. 2000.
Incorrect, Rory. All right, let's go to this one. Shane, go ahead, ask the question. First off, who's this?
It's Haley. Can I try again?
For you, Haley, you gave me an F my life yesterday. I'll let you try again. Yes, go.
January 1st of 1901.
That is correct. All right. We got ourselves a contestant here. Haley, stay on the phone. We're going to continue to ask you questions. We'll see how well Haley does after Kaleo's Way Down We Go, and if we have scavengers to give out, because if she doesn't answer all 5 questions correct, we're going to have $20 gift certificates to give away to our scavengers. All that's coming up next. Beef Vegan Presents. Go nowhere. All right, Haley.
Precious Google seconds.
Those precious Google seconds. Absolutely. All right, watch. We're going to record this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. On the phone, we have Haley. She's our tap out contestant. Good morning, Haley.
Good morning.
Now, here's the good news. You're guaranteed a $20 gift certificate, okay? For every question you answer correctly, and these Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader questions, you're going to get another $20 gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets. They have 2 locations, one at the Tucson Mall with the Short Rest Tavern, and the other at the Park Place Mall. And TucsonGamesandGadgets.com is their website. All right. Now, after you answer the second question correctly, you have the option to tap out and cash out and collect your prizes. But if you don't tap out in time, if you don't know it, then you only get $20 and the rest goes to our scavengers. Does all that make sense? I gave you a lot of information.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
All right, cool. Shane, let's get ready to ask this second question. 5 seconds on the clock after Shane finishes asking this question. Good luck, Haley.
Thank you.
All right, Haley, here we go. You have 2 quarters, a nickel, 3 dimes, and 4 pennies. How much money do you have?
I'm so bad at math.
Oh, you got a brain like Powers. No, that's, unfortunately, you did not get the $40 question.
What? Right there, immediately digging at Powers.
I know some. Look, I'll give you a little inside baseball talk here, as far as the industry and doing the show. Sometimes when I have nothing, I just pick the closest person to make fun of, right? So it's just how and I've worked with you for years, Todd. It's just like, hey, if I don't have something like a clever zinger right off the top of my head, I'm sorry, somebody's gonna get hit. and I don't mean it. I'll say sorry afterwards, but I'm just trying to make jokes.
I love his excuses when I don't have material, and we've seen him make fun of me about 82 times in 5 minutes.
No. Well, yeah, I'm running out of material. Yeah. Sorry. I
just started the podcast broadcast. Powers, you're a fat idiot. You're bald.
I have a ton of stuff, but the problem is, I wasn't really feeling that segment about the art and not giving an F, so I had to turn it into something, and then I was mad at myself, and when I'm mad at myself, I project towards you.
Right.
You dipshit.
He calls me sometimes at home, just cursing.
No, I don't do that at home. Oh, when we're at home, I call my, I give little verbal band-aids. Hey, buddy.
I didn't mean any of that. On the car ride home, he pets my head real soft.
Yeah, but I'm not like Frank. I don't think I get that rough. I mean, I make little jabs and a little roasting, but I might be a bully, but not a dick.
I think you got the reverse. You got the reverse. You may be a dick, but you're not a bully.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Bully's worse than a dick.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right, I got a story about farts that we'll do real quick on the radio, a little radio fodder.
Finally.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank you. Wow. Miley, some material.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I know what you guys tuned in for. Stories about farts.
Finally.
Yep. Woo-hoo. And I got one. These days, tensions are high in the skies, and they're at an all-time high, really. Because of the mass situation, COVID, people are waiting on tarmacs a lot longer. Luggage being lost is at an all-time high.
With problems, you could say.
Tons of problems, right? So apparently, farting doesn't help this situation at all. And during a flight from New York to California, which is a long-ass flight, it's 5 hours and 45 minutes to be precise. A passenger noticed the air circulating around the cabin wasn't all that pleasant. He even put on 2 COVID masks to hide from the aroma of ass that was permeating throughout the entire cabin, right? Not even that little fan feature could help blow the stank away from him.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking, oh, well, is it you? I mean, if you smelt it, you technically dealt it.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't. And he was flying Delta. So finally, after identifying the gaseous culprit, he asked the person who kept farting, can you please just ease up on the farts and go stand in the bathroom and get it all out? But guess what?
What?
Gas Boy declined. And he said his body was going through its natural bodily function. So he's identifying as a farter.
Like this guy.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. It's already done, man. It's already out there. All the refuse is in the system. It's not going to get any worse. Congratulations.
Yeah,
However,
you can't light a match on a plane.
Yeah, this is why older people hate the younger generation. And hey, identify as a farter, you're going to have to deal with that. And if you don't, you're racist against farting.
Yeah.
Like what? How does that even make sense? All right. So after that, the victim's only recourse was the vent on social media, which only goes so far. Most had his back, but some called the guy out for needlessly drawing attention to what may have been a medical issue or not recognizing the guy identifies as gassy ass. So what do you do in that situation, though? Honestly, if someone said to you, hey, I'm sorry, this is my identity and I'm going through some personal issues and this is the way that my body reacts.
I would just be like, are you kidding? And then they would be like, no, I'm not. This is serious. I'm like, well, I've got this weird twitch where my elbow keeps just going next to me. Oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Get to the bathroom.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. What about you, Todd?
Yeah. What are you gonna do with? I agree with you. What are you gonna do at that point? The air's already filled with it. You've already gone that far. I kind of agree with Powers. Maybe I develop a twitch
or fight fire with fire. I identify as someone who soils my pants on flights. Well, I guess that's uncomfortable for you too.
Yeah,
making it worse.
Yeah, that's biting your nose to spite your face.
All right, fair enough. All right, and let's keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We got more coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Notice how I didn't make fun of you that entire segment.
Well done.
It was a short segment, fuckhead.
I'm like, all right, what's he gonna say? I like fuckhead. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Real quick, I got a question to ask you guys. Is it gay? We did a little speed break here. It is actually about a minute. and it went a little something like this. We played it on the air twice. First time around, I was like, you know what? I got to punch it up, make it a little extra special. It goes a little something like this. Powers, let me ask you something.
Sure.
If you could be anyone for a day, who would it be?
Big choice. Let's go with the people's champ, The Rock.
You know, I had a feeling you would say The Rock. In fact, I told my girlfriend you would say The Rock, and that's the wrong answer. I'll tell you why.
Why?
The Rock is the hardest working man in the room. He wakes up at like 3 a.m. after 3 hours of sleep, works out, then eats, and then does a bunch of daily bullshit, then works out again, and then works again, and then works out again. So it would be exhausting to be The Rock. Ooh. So the wrong answer. I'll give you a better answer.
Yeah.
You know who I would be?
Who?
Margot Robbie.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then I would just stay in bed with a mirror next to me, hanging out all day.
You win.
Maybe I'll suck a dick. Who knows?
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you are Margot Robbie, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it wouldn't be gay. I'm Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Whose would you?
Well, possibly The Rock. I mean, he deserves it. He works so hard.
He does work hard. Comedy gold.
I didn't like it.
That's all right. It is worth a grin. What do you want me to do? Die laughing at everything?
All right. If you were Margot Robbie for a day and The Rock was like, hey, Margot Robbie, want to blow me? What would you do?
I don't know. Not waste my time around The Rock on the one day I was Margot Robbie.
Okay. Who would you blow?
Why would I have to blow anybody?
Because you're Margot Robbie and you love it.
That's really projecting the love of if I am Margot Robbie. Why do you get to tell me that I'm also a Margot Robbie that loves getting blowjobs?
Everybody knows Margot Robbie
That's the
loves
pretense.
giving blowjobs. She's hardly.
Well, then if I'm Margot Robbie who loves giving blowjobs, then you give a blowjob to whoever.
Right. So who would that be?
I don't give a shit. Why do I care?
Oh, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, you're Margot Robbie. You have any dick that you want to blow. Whose dick is it?
I don't know. Not something I've ever thought about. And with you focused on my face, I'm going to reject the pretense of the question and give you the finger.
I'll be honest with you, the tone of his voice is what's creeping me out the most.
Hypotheticals.
Really? He's just saving it for later for himself. That's all he wants there. I know what's up.
I just wanted to know. All right. The Navy won't release more UFO videos because they say it would harm national security. Are
they sure it's because they were like, because we did this and the ratings were so low, no one cared?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Navy really cares about ratings as much, but yeah, what do you think that means that it would harm national security?
Well, obviously, our lizard.
Is
overlords.
it obvious?
Yes, lizard overlords.
So you don't know. You can say you don't know.
Oh, I can for this comedy, but you're right. I don't actually know. So sure.
So lizard overlords, let them man.
Yeah, I thought that was a good guess.
Yeah, well, lizard overlords is a decent guess. What if you think it's national security, like some other countries, like China or something, might have like UFOs, or they show essentially actual factual life from other planets, and it makes people question their own existence and drive everybody insane.
That's what you think. That's what we need. We need people to know that there's real love. Look, we proved it. Here it is. Do you think that would drive people insane and they would go, oh, now I can't fathom anything anymore because we proved there's an alien?
I think so. I think people get mad and work themselves up over misinformation all the time and actual information. A lot of people commit themselves to say like their entire like identity to a religion and a certain like code, and if that gets upended or disproven in a factual way that's undeniable, it might drive people crazy.
What factual way is undeniable about like, hey, we found this gray spaceman? They're just because, well, that's Jesus, obviously, and God.
They say it's Jesus?
His plan.
Okay.
And just like all dinosaur bones are here to test us, and the Lord works in mysterious ways. That's why he put life on other planets to come join us. They'll make a reason for it to work.
Okay. Write it away. Easy. That's
very easy.
Aliens isn't even a challenge.
I mean, keep in mind, we've been changing history for a while. Remember, it was Adam and Eve. And then like, you know what? I don't know if that's going to make a lot of sense anymore. Nah, it definitely happened that way.
Oh, yeah. We're all related. All right. I don't like the conversation anymore. It's my fault. I brought it up. All right. Let's talk about terrible eating experiences. This woman went viral recently after she claims that the wrapping paper on her Subway sandwich had something suspicious all over it. Can you guess what it is? Guess shit. Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually embarrassed by this whole situation, and I'm even more embarrassed that I'm using TikTok to try to fix it. But I find that it's the best way for companies to like actually like fix a problem when it's on social media and a bunch of people are seeing it. So 2 nights ago, I went to Subway. I ordered a sub. Kind of weird interaction. Go into the parking lot to eat it, and I noticed that I'm like, oh, the parking lot just smells like sewage. I'm like, okay, so I had a bite and I took it home to eat it there. I go and take a bite, and I smell the exact same shit. Look in the papers in between the two wrappers on the sandwich is literal shit. There's feces. We're not sure if it's dog or if it's human. Right now it's like the police like took a swab of it and whatnot, and public health is working on it and trying to figure it out. I messaged Subway the night it happened, put like an online complaint in, hoping someone would reach out. I called corporate like 5 times the next day, and all they told me is that I had to wait for someone to respond to my online complaint about there being literal shit on my food. And they haven't responded yet at all. I've heard absolutely nothing from them. I posted 2 videos about it. The first one got some views. The second one, after 2 hours of it being up, still had 0. I think now it's at like 5 views maybe or so. So I have no idea what to do. I have an appointment Monday to try to find like a lawyer or someone to talk to, because I ate it. I ate a bite of it. The second bite, I spit that one out, but I don't know what to do. I haven't been able to eat really since then. I've been so incredibly nauseous just from the thought of food. I don't know what to do. So if anyone does, could you like please help? Either like help me contact Subway, like help them see it.
Okay. First off,
Go Todd.
Hot takes.
I'm really worried about you right now and your vitamin deficiency. I think it's affecting you because you were just super curious about whose D you would suck to just get.
Oh, that's a callback. That's a callback.
And now it's about eating shit. Like, I'm really worried about your jaundice that you got going on.
No.
Vitamin deficiency. Now, B, on top of this, I don't believe this chick. Not for 1 second.
Not for 1 second.
Not
you don't
for
believe
a
this chick.
moment.
Well, she's in Michigan. She claims she ordered that Subway sandwich and the wrapper had feces smeared on it. Now, Subway did say that it was just chocolate, and supposedly the police took it to be tested, but there's no word back yet. So they had to do the testing, little DNA test, to see if it comes up.
They even have that, huh? That's what they're going to do?
I'm sure it'll be like a scratch and sniff. I think you could tell if it's, but I wonder whose job that's going to be. Probably the rookie. So that's an interesting debate, but you think it's all BS. Now, she wasn't going viral at all, but she just wanted to complain, but she did it the wrong way.
I got
a question for you. We just played a video of a chick. Hold on, we're on here real quick. We are on the podcast broadcast. We just played a video of a girl on TikTok complaining about a sandwich that she got. The wrapper was covered in feces, right? And now they're going to investigate it. But the way she complained was going to TikTok. That obviously probably wasn't the best way to complain. Oh, we'll talk about what the best way might have been on the podcast broadcast. Show the video. Plus, I have other viral videos, but we'll be back with more Beef Vegan Presents after Collective Soul. Join us on the conversation, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. I just wanted to fill people in there.
I don't think that was fake because, again, she's not an actress.
Right.
Like, you can watch, like,
she's
this
terrible.
did break this girl a little bit.
Being an actress doesn't matter to anything. Like,
no, but yeah, it does, because she was all like getting almost like having an anxiety attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my thing about it is like, are you this soft? Like, it is that, like, where it's
soft.
Just like,
I mean, if you think you ate shit, you're gonna freak out a bit.
A little.
But it was between and also she didn't. It was between wrappers, which are supposedly wax.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
that's close
if
enough, bro.
If it was, then great. But like, if she should have a police report. If the police took it, she should have a report in her hand that she could show that, hey, the police took this. There is literally no evidence. Untrustworthy.
Okay. All right. Well, tough crowd. I know. Tough crowd. Don't piss off the Todd when it comes to shit. All right. Let me ask you this. Or speaking of shit, actually, let me transition into this. And we'll find out if I get an update on this girl and she finds out after a rookie smells it and says that's shit. and then she'll get a bunch of money. I'll let you know.
Will she?
Yes. People have been pooping the entire existence of people.
Oh,
yeah, but toilets have never been the same. How did ancient people go to the bathroom? I actually have some pictures of some ancient restrooms here to show on the podcast broadcast stream, like ancient restrooms.
Yeah.
Like, you don't look impressed.
I'm not super impressed by this now. I imagine some of it's like a hole. And then I know I recently saw one of these things that was like a tower.
Okay.
Do you have the tower? Do you have the tower
No,
one?
I'm over it now. I mean, just your face was enough to me being like, okay, well, fuck that then. I mean, that's you got a video? No? All right, I'll do something else.
That was a shitty segment. What can I tell you?
Whatever. I thought it was pretty fucking interesting. You with your puns. God damn you. All right, well, then let's talk hot chicks. Hot
Okay.
chicks? Hey, that's something you could deal with, right?
Sure.
Is that enough?
Well, it's better than talking about shit for another 20 minutes.
I thought these bathrooms were pretty interesting. In fact, I wonder how long the lines are.
Let's go.
All right. Well, this fashion designer did a New York City runway show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, because he didn't have any clothes or anything to promote. He just used sex tape, and he just taped up hot chicks and, had them walk down the runway, which was nice. There's a hot chick there getting taped. This is the thing. And again, you keep your Powers is looking so closely to his phone, but we could hear the echo.
Sorry,
it's okay. Yeah, I know. So here's some more pictures of these hot chicks. All of them. Again, this is just what supposedly is sex tape. I didn't even know sex tape was a thing, but maybe it's a bondage thing.
Yeah.
It looks like black duct tape or electrical tape. There you go. That's nice. And it's a cool little fashion. In fact, actually, this looks like it's just my BDSM fantasy come true.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are all just hot chicks, and this was all part of a runway show in New York. That one might get me booted off the internet.
I mean, considering what you do see at some of these fashion shows, like as far as I'm concerned, like that's fashion.
Yeah.
That is fashion.
Yeah.
My first thought on it was actually if he had done it as body paint, would it have made even news?
Body paint's like 20 years ago.
Exactly,
Come on,
like
at the fashion show.
Electric
Fancy.
tape. It's the new
Easy.
in.
Yeah. It's all about it. Like if he had done duct tape, he would have gone mainstream viral.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We got 1 minute before we're back on here. And then with some good news. And then there was one more thing I wanted to show you. And I guess
What if those girls just hadn't quite waxed far enough? Like that's a really uncomfortable, like getting back into normal clothes.
They're supermodels, so they're hairless.
Yeah.
There's the only hair they have is on their head. And I don't even know if that's real. Yeah. So you can guarantee that. All right. Let's see. And here's today, and is it hoarding? This is Power's Instagram page.
I was gonna say, is it my house?
Yeah. So everything that you're seeing here is cassette tapes or VHS tapes, I should say, of wrestling shows recorded, all of them. And when I say wrestling shows, I'm not talking about the pay-per-views that he spent $30 on back in the day. I'm talking about the Raws, the SmackDowns, even ECW.
Yeah.
He was recording every single WWE product from 1999 to 2010. We're on here in 8 seconds. Let's roast them. Yeah.
I don't
Look how
wanna
many
roast
pictures
them for
we
this.
have here.
This is awesome.
All right, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Today in Is It Hoarding? We got on the podcast broadcast Power's Instagram post that he has. About 12 pictures here of all the different VHS tapes he's acquired from 1999 to 2010. Now, kids, back in the day when you wanted to rewatch something, you had to bust out the VCR, hit record, and then, pause during commercials. Did you pause during commercials for these?
No, I re-recorded them with the second VCR and took out the commercials.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, you made this science. So he did this with every single WWE television show and pay-per-view for over a decade.
Yep.
Now, that's great and everything until WWE said, hey guys, we know you've been doing this and we know you're a fan of the product. How about we release a streaming service that has everything we ever put out?
Here's the funny thing. Even the WWE, once they put on Raw Volume 1, Season 1 on DVD, they never did it again. because they're like, we'll never be able to release all these on DVD. It's too late.
Yeah.
And then the streaming started and WWE 24/7 started.
Yeah. So Powers has how many, if you were to guess me, how many VHS tapes you have? Because you just moved too. So you actually moved these from one location to another.
Some of them. Because this is the last bits of stuff at my parents' house in New York.
Okay.
Yes. About six small size moving boxes. So it's not the most space is taken up, but it's still like they fit about 100 and something tapes in those boxes. You know?
You think it's valuable?
Yes and no.
I will give you a hard no on that, but let's go to the phones to find out. Rock 1 2.1, who's this? Oh, they hung up.
No one's calling about this.
Someone's calling. So yeah, King of the Ring, ECW, I mean, all that stuff. 6 hours VHS. So did you honestly rewatch any of these?
Yeah, for a time, because that's how they got labeled, is that I didn't label them all at the time. Okay. So later I would rewatch them with a buddy and we were like transferring the tapes over to get rid of the commercials. And then that's when I would kind of rewatch them for a little bit.
Were you one of those wrestling stands that would trade tapes? That used to be a thing.
Never got into it because I was kind of late to it. You know, that's a little more early 90s. And that's what Comic-Cons used to be famous for and things like that, was getting like illegal movies and bootlegs and tape trading.
Now, look, my mom has asked me because she moved into my house up in Phoenix, and she has my WrestleMania DVD box set. If you recall, they released that after the 20th anniversary, so all 21st WrestleManias. And she's like, "Do you want this?" And I had the Royal Rumble one too. And I'm like, "No, I don't. Those DVDs are irrelevant right now. I have no way to play them. They have no value whatsoever. I spent too much money, and now I get to see all those on demand for free $99. So F no." So this whole box of VHS tapes, we'll wrap it up with this. Do you own a VHS player?
Yes.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
No, I own the
VHS DVD. It's 2022.
I own the VHS DVD combo.
Even that is just super weird. I mean, that's too old. Throw it out. What are you doing? You're living in the past, man. So
some good stuff in the past.
Whatever. Just get the internet. All right. We got your beef tip coming up after these words. Rock 2.1 KFMA. The DVD. Does it even work?
Yeah. So the reason back in the day I did want this, do you know what's the worst thing about those DVDs that you have, those box sets? I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, please.
All the logos are blurred out. Remember they had to blur out all the that's some of the reason that I was doing it.
Doesn't bother me.
Right, not anymore. And now they took it away. They stopped blurring it.
Still didn't bother me though.
Yeah, I hated it. And this is also all the Benoit stuff that they got rid of that I was like, well, I don't care anymore. But you know, at the time that had value because it's lost media. And I used to just tape a lot of other stuff. So the reason that is because here's why it ain't hoarding.
All right, wrap it up real quick. I want to answer the phone.
Sure. That box to be like, I got to get rid of these. So I want to give them to some wrestling historian.
Okay. Well, the wrestling historian probably has Peacock. Rock 2.1, who's this?
Hey, it's Wayne.
Hey, what's up, Wayne?
So I was thinking about, you guys were talking about how long do you wear your jeans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Powers ought to do a little CSI and bring in a black light for the podcast broadcast and shine a little light on Be Vegan's jeans.
That's an excellent idea, actually. And why are you creeped out by it? You don't have to like scratch and sniff the jeans. You just have to look to see if there's any stains.
I don't want to do that. We'll save it for the Glow show.
No, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll wear those jeans at the Glow show. We're gonna do a black light show at the Rock on the 21st. That's what he's talking about, Wayne. I would save those jeans just for the Glow show, and then you would see. I don't make messes on the outside of my jeans. On the inside, that's where CSI investigators would find some DNA, but I'm not worried about it. It's a good idea.
Anyway, I thought it was a good suggestion.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent suggestion, Wayne. I appreciate the call.
And yet I think it's a horrible suggestion.
I should do that actually to your whole outfit because it's not about your smegma. It's about, you know, you have two male roommates. I don't know. I don't trust them.
Nice try.
It just doesn't look. I know you wash them.
So clean.
Do you have a washer dryer, Charles?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Always have had.
All right. We got to get ready for our beef tip, and I'm not going to bag on Powers. Earlier this morning, I bagged on myself when I went to go try on a shirt, and this happened. In case you missed it, check this out. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Did you have a good day yesterday? You were busy hanging around with your friend Talia?
Yeah.
I had I went to run some errands and I had a fat guy in a little coat moment.
Oh.
Let me ask you this question.
Go
All right. Oh, so essentially I was looking for shirts, right? You know, I need some more button-ups. Fall's coming around the corner. I need some hoodies, but they had some new button-ups that I didn't own yet, and I'm trying to collect them all. So, because I got a Kohl's card, and I'm like, that's future me's problem. I need to look good right now. Now you notice I'm not wearing a new shirt.
You're not.
Because the one shirt that I saw that I didn't have that looked really good was a large, and technically right now I'm a little larger than a large.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see if it fit and how it looked. So I went into the changing room and I put it on. And when I put it on, I was just kind of like moving my arms around to see how it felt. Mm-hmm. And I kind of did like a little flex. And as soon as I did, I went,
did you rip it?
Yes. Now I'm in the changing room, right? And, I've heard the policy, you break it, you buy it kind of thing, but I didn't sign up for that. So I did what any respectable adult would do, and that's ball it up and put it underneath the seat in the corner so, like, the janitor sees it later on, right? It's like, whoops. I don't know what happened. I'm not buying this shirt. It's ripped.
Yeah.
But is that my bad? Do you buy a shirt like that?
No.
Right.
You're at a major chain store. It's fine.
Right.
You're breaking your buy it is for mom and pop.
And I hear those brick and mortar stores doing excellent business. I'm definitely not hurting for money at all. But I did kind of feel bad about it. But, what happens, like, if you've been in the store, did you ever break anything that you were looking at and feel obligated to buy it?
Off the top of my head, no, I can't think that I have. Like, I'm always very careful to not do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes things happen. I know I've been in a grocery store before and accidentally like ran my cart into something and like a glass bottle like tip over and break and like, oh, clean up on aisle 2. Some a-hole did that. He ran that way.
Bye.
Yeah. But yeah, I never felt so low.
It's not that bad.
It was 2 reasons why, because I ripped it and I destroyed some of their merchandise. I didn't mean to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of an a-hole move. And then B, but more importantly, felt kind of fat, man. Like when you're ripping shirts in the changing room, that's not a good look.
Now, listen, I'll take a look at you, right? You didn't rip it. It's like a button came shooting off like a bullet.
No.
You ripped it on the upper body area when you did a little flex?
In the back.
Oh, there you go. There, you just got those
Yeah. No, I do have muscular arms.
There you go.
Yeah. Like not the biceps, but like the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, super sexy, ladies.
There you go.
Yes, I get that.
Sick traps.
Totally not fat.
No.
Just too buff for button-up t-shirts. I thought for a second because it fell apart so easily. I was like, whoa, what am I, Ross? No, this is a step above. So what say you though? 600 KFMA, 600-5362. Have you ever broken something in a store and felt obligated to buy it? Or were you like me and just did the whole toss to one side, look the other direction? Give me a call, let me know. Yeah, there we go. We're back. 2 things. Let's go to this list real quick. This was what we posted today. Ruin a band by removing 1 letter from its name. There's some pretty good responses here. And I'll share some. Like recently, people are saying David Owie. David Owie?
David Owie.
Fantastic, right? X Pistols, right? Lack Sabbath. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A Reeking Benjamin.
That one's right.
Instead of Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lice Cooper. The Hoe we talked about.
I like the Hoe. I liked. I was thinking I should put the all American rejects.
All American.
The all
American rejects. Yeah. Let's see. Fleetwood Mac and 9 Inch Ales. Manny. Wheeze. Just the Wheeze. 41. Nice. Some 41. That's good. Let's see. Grateful Dad is a good one that I saw. Let's see. Lipknot I thought was funny. Pantera
turns into Panera.
Yeah. I did not see that. And Samuel wrote, like me, immediately after college, Megadeth.
Nice.
Yeah, very relevant. Ooh, Kids on the Block is what Powers wrote. Sayer, Kins of Leon, and they are related. They're cousins. That actually makes sense. Oh. They fucked up and naming themselves Kings. They should have called themselves Kins of Leon. And then he was like, who's Leon? Oh, that's a second uncle, man. He fucked. Cradle of Fifth. Let's see. Panther. So that's like Taking Heads.
Okay.
instead of Talking Heads.
Nice.
Witchfoot.
Okay.
Yeah. Sin Doctors. Oh no, he replaced it instead of Gin Doctors. No, Spin Doctors. So Sin Doctors. And this one was good too. Steve Young, man, he was coming with all the fire. Laughter
instead of slaughter.
Yeah. And he was the one that also put Prius in there too.
That one's clever.
Yeah, man.
I like Panera and Prius. That's funny.
Yeah, no, Steve Young for the win. And this guy was killing it with all these suggestions. So he was throwing out some really good ones. We're like, man, that's actual word. And I should have used just all of Steve Young's suggestions in our game that we played at 8:00. Chap Trick. That's another one. So Cheap Trick instead. So yeah.
Do you have any extra gift cards
for Steve Young?
Yeah, you should just tag him and be like, yeah, well, you did, this was amazing.
That's
Give
true.
him a gift card.
Yeah. I'll message him. That's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah. All right. And then speaking of good ideas, I had a bad idea where, we had Wayne call about blacklighting my pants because I don't wash them often. And so I did challenge Powers, which he seems indignant about. You see him like,
well, what is this challenge? And he goes, agree to disagree. I'm like, what do you mean?
My challenge was if we both did the blacklight to our outfits, just to see which outfit would look more besmirched under the blacklight. Right. And again, Powers like, how dare you?
Fresh, clean threads.
Yes. Fresh, clean
pants he's been wearing for 6 weeks.
That's fine. So if you feel like you could win in this little battle, that's fantastic. Win. We're almost out of time here on Beef Vegan Presents. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Reminding you that tomorrow at 7:30, I'm going to be giving you the song and the time that we're going to play for that Vegas flyaway for the When We're Young Festival. Also, we're going to have tickets for Rome from Sublime with Rome and Duddy from the Dirty Heads. And we'll play a Thursday edition and Tap Out, giving you up to $100 in gift certificates to Miller Surplus. All that more starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast broadcast at youtube.com/beefvegan. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon
We
a
can do this
side of
debate.
beef,
All right. Yeah, but so that's the challenge. Get a black light, and if you win, you win, and that's amazing. And if you lose, then you'll lose, and that's okay too, right?
I mean, yeah, but how could I lose?
I don't know, man.
What do you think is going to appear?
Whatever stains happened on the shirts before you bought them at Goodwill.
That's not
That's clearly a Comic-Con shirt.
Right?
Is that a Comic-Con shirt? Where'd you get that shirt?
My sister got it for me for Christmas. It's
Okay.
a Skeletor as a kitten.
Oh, okay, where'd you get the NWO hat?
I got this from Spencer Gifts.
Okay, where'd you get the shorts?
I got these from, I have no idea, shorts.
Okay.
Kohl's?
Right.
I think that's where I got my shorts.
Okay. Well, again, I mean, that's something that's just like, again.
What is your Beef? No. What is your end game here? What is?
I am wearing
we shine
misused
a
condom.
black
That
light
might cause a stain.
on your. We shine a black light on your ass, Beef. We shine a black light on Power's ass. We see something on both of your ass. Then what? What are we rating? The number of spots that we see, and who is actually the winner in this? More spots good or bad? Not spots good? Like,
less
are you
spots.
just trying to prove that you shit your pants all the time? Is this your end goal here?
Less
you just
spots.
want like I am a farty fart fart?
Less
I don't
spots
know
are
where
good.
you want to go with this. Go,
Less spots
please.
are good. And the argument was that you don't need to wash jeans often. And in fact, there's people that don't wash jeans ever. That's what it is. And he's disgusted by it. So to do the black light
too much
thing is not too much. It's just something to do, first off.
Well,
I don't
here's
know
the
why it's
thing.
such a bad deal.
Here's the thing. If
Okay.
I'll wear a pair of shorts for like 3-4 days. Remember, I'm not arguing with you against like the whole thing.
Right.
Right. It's
Okay.
just, I think you can wear shorts for like 3-4 days. Then you should wash them. He's like, nope, you wear them for a month. How long has it been since you washed your jeans?
Jeans.
No, you wear I mean, jeans. Yes, they say you could go without ever washing them. You know what that is? Nonsense. You could go forever without washing anything. That's a statement. Whether it's good or bad doesn't matter. So yeah, and here's a newsflash: jeans are going to start to smell, especially if you fart a lot. And if you soil your pants, you better effing wash them.
I don't fart a lot. I absorb. But, I don't think my jeans would smell. If you smell right by the beehole, then yes. But I don't think they'll essentially be dirty. And I don't have too many people besides dogs smelling my ass. So, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see if we get to that, if we get to black lights. But till then, thank you for popping on the podcast broadcast, Todd.
I'm so glad we stayed extra for this.
Whatever. I don't know why you guys make such a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, let's just see who's cleaner and the appearance under the black light. I could be mistaken. I could look like I'm covered in jizz, and maybe I'll just cover myself in jizz before I do it for shits and giggles, because I don't give a shit.
You're gonna need to take supplements before it, otherwise your skin's just gonna show up under black light.
I've been jacking up on testosterone, son. I could shoot across the room right now. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. In fact, actually, give me a weird look again. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man, bitch. All right. That's all the time we have for the show. Thanks, Todd. We'll talk to you later. And everyone else, I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. I just Spider-Man your face. That's how quick I ejac.